Can you guess where I am? I'm in a parking garage right now, but like, can you guess why I'm in a parking garage? Go ahead, 5 seconds. We back on some car shit. We back on some car shit. So the Polestar 4 is finally making its way into production. Now, interestingly enough, the Polestar 3 was announced and launched like a year ago, maybe at least 6 months. I haven't seen a single one on the streets. I don't know if they've been delivered in the United States yet, but like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of ugly. It's ugly, y'all. It's the face really only a mother could love, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, it already looks dated. That's the only way I can think to put it. Enter the Polestar 4. Again, this is a Tesla Model Y competitor. I'm really hopeful that it sells well because it looks incredible. If you aren't familiar with the Polestar 4, here it is. Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. I'm just gonna read you some stuff from their website. So EPA range, 300 miles, 30-minute charging time. Again, pretty vague on the website. I believe it's 400 volt architecture, but it can like act like 800 volt architecture. So I suspect that it will be able to charge a little more than 200 at 200 kilowatts. I think the highest or the fastest this has ever charged is like 214, I believe is the top. So 300 miles of range is for like the very basic, like single long range motor. I prefer the performance pack. So already with the performance pack, it goes down to 270. And then in real world range, I would suspect that that's like 240 or 250. I feel really spoiled having this because I am consistently on a full charge. If I were to charge to 100%, consistently hitting about 280 miles. So, you know, is that 40 additional miles really helpful? Not really, because I can charge pretty much everywhere. I can charge at home, but it's like a slow charger. So I'm basically getting like 1% an hour. Like it would take me days to charge this from 0% at home. I don't have like a level 2 charger at my house yet. It's on my list, but I got to get 2 trees removed because they're hazardous and they're dropping limbs all over my yard and on my roof and shit. Dented my fucking, what is that shit called? Rain gutter. It dented my gutter. My priorities are getting, have you ever had trees removed from your house? If you have, let me know how much it costs. I'm suspecting, because one tree is 30 feet tall, another is 40 feet tall. And I have a scary feeling it's gonna cost me like $3,000 at least to remove these trees. Pray for me. Okay, sorry, let me get back to the Polestar 4. So it comes in it comes in 6 colors. Fairly boring: white, light gray, another light gray that kind of looks blue, a darker gray, black, and then this, it's like gold member fucking gold. It's really beautiful.
That's a keeper. Yes. Put it in the skin box, please.
What are some other specs? Oh, it doesn't have a rear window. That's probably the most interesting, controversial piece about this car. It doesn't need one. I literally never look behind my shoulder through this window. And luckily, like, this is actually a pretty decent sized rear window for considering the size of the car, but I have a digital rear view mirror that I use that covers me. The side mirrors are really big. I actually love that there isn't a rear window, and from a design standpoint, it's great for rear seat passengers. They were able to really elongate and add more space in the rear. You can recline the rear seats in the Polestar 4. What else? Like a lot of other cars, they have the liquid crystals in the glass roof, so it's similar to like airplanes where if you touch a button. I'm trying to remember the exact science behind it. I think it basically is like an electrical current, and I believe if you push a button and it turns current on that goes through the glass, it basically makes all of the crystals, the electrons, whatever, line up in a row, which basically makes the glass transparent. And then when you turn off the electricity, they start to scatter, and that's what makes it opaque. I think scientists, chemists, physicists, let me know if that's actually how it works. I'm pretty sure that's the science behind it. So you can black out the glass roof. The infotainment system is inspired by the solar system, so the ambient lights change based on the planet that you select. A little gimmicky. Like, I would prefer to just be able to choose what colors I want instead of like scrolling through planets, but like, okay, cute. So trying to see if it has CarPlay, I'm pretty sure it will show it, but I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom, still scrolling down to the bottom of their like infotainment information page. They're talking about the head-up display, the rear view mirror, rear seat climate control, over-the-air updates. They're pointing out all the apps that it has, which Google Maps, Waze, Spotify, Prime, YouTube, love that. Apple CarPlay, it's literally the last, like the last thing in the list on the infotainment page. Polestar 4 comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, blah, 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 blah. And like, it's really fucking full screen, which again, really cunty. When Apple announced next generation CarPlay, Polestar's logo was on the list for supporting it. It would be really, really interesting if the Polestar 2 has a software update down the line that allows you to take advantage of next generation CarPlay. I would really love to see it live, but I mean, Apple lately, I feel like has been announcing stuff and not releasing it or doing anything with it until fucking years later. So we haven't actually seen second generation CarPlay in the flesh yet. So maybe this will be the time. All right, this thing is supposed to start in 19 minutes. Might get an early peak, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of this car into the 96-degree heat and go take a look at this sexy thing. Kisses. So the rear seats have automatic up-down windows, which I love. You know, I like to talk about accessibility with nails. It's not great, honestly. Like, if you look, it kind of scratches. Like, it's the divot isn't really wide, which I don't love. The rear windows do not go down all the way. It's also really high too, so I know some people like to ride with their arms up here. Makes it tough to do it with this, but and of course, similar to Tesla, you can open and close the door with this electric latch right here. Overall material quality in the back is really stellar. So you've got the air vent right here. You have the screen down here as well, heated. You can control the music, which I would be annoyed boots if I have passengers and they're just like flipping through the music. I wish there was more functionality here. Like, again, you kind of know what you're gonna get, but turn on the light. I think you're supposed to be able to turn the light on, but it's not. It doesn't work right now. Settings is just the display intensity, brightness. Go back to the clock, auto dimming. So I believe there's cup holders in here too.
Were you recording? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, you're fine. You're totally good, man. You're not distracting me at all. Cup holders come out right here. If I can get this right. Again, another accessibility thing for me. A little tough to get that open.
I'm sorry? Sir, guy?
Yes.
I'm gonna come around.
Yeah, of course.
Overall, backseat quality is really stellar. I think the seats are comfortable. Not a lot of thigh support back here, but honestly, like, they're so plush and soft. And this is actually the interior that I would choose, like the white, like lighter interior. I assume the front seats, if this is the one I'm thinking of, it should have ventilated seats, unless this is like the Ecotech version, in which case you're not going to get the ventilated front seats. You have to upgrade to the Napa leather to get, oh yeah, these aren't the Napa leather. To upgrade, you have to upgrade to the Napa leather to get ventilated front seats, which is like a $5,000 option. But this standard like eco interior feels, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like it's like a mix of leather and like that same sort of scuba flexible material that you would get in the Polestar 2, but it feels really good. And with the performance package, you of course have the yellow seat belts as well, so it looks incredible. All right, I've got limited time because there are like 50 people here right now, but overall first impressions, comfort seat. So when you get in and shut the door, it moves the seat forward. When you get out, it moves the seat back. I feel like it's just an elevated Polestar 2 experience, honestly. I like that they made the screen landscape instead of portrait. A lot of the materials are really soft touch. If you are coming from a Polestar 2, you'll remember the the knob here was a little bit finicky. This feels a little bit more solid. I like that it's bigger. They finally put fucking cup holders here, and you don't have to open up the center console to get to the cup holders, which this is much bigger than the one in the Polestar 2. Obviously, you've got two USB-Cs. It feels really planted. Again, I think the accessibility from the switches up here is a lot easier for me in the front than it was in the back seat. You still have the lever here to open the door. Sound insulation is also pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know if you can pick this up on the mic, but I can't tell if the glass is laminated. I think it is double laminated. It's not going to focus, but yeah, I think glass is double laminated, so you're going to get much better sound insulation. Usability of the screen, it's pretty expected. Very similar to the Polestar 2. Again, you just have more real estate here. If I had time, I would connect to wireless CarPlay, but it's good that it's built in. It was promised on the Polestar 2 and ended up being wired, which was a huge bummer. I like what they did with the screen here. It's small, but it is clear. They're keeping the orange theme. It's really easy to read. Only showcases what you need in the moment. So I know this is in demo mode right now, but you've got the range, battery percentage, reverse, neutral drive. I'm really intrigued by the steering wheel buttons. It looks like it has some capacitive features, but you can also touch and click. So actually, is it capacitive? No, I think you actually do have to push it. It reminds me of that Mercedes touchpad, which is fucking terrible. But overall, you get a haptic response and it feels really solid. Like, you know that you're clicking something. The turn signal is interesting. You just tap it. It doesn't actually stay in place, but it keeps the turn signal on, and it gives you that kind of like plastic, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like that little plastic toy that you flip inside out and then it pops. That's kind of what the turn signal reminds me of. The gear selector is here. They got rid of it from the central console from the Polestar 2 to free up space for cup holders. You have a wireless charger. I believe the vents are also controlled in the screen, so you can't actually do it locally. So you've got different zones, so you actually have to do it. I don't know if it's because it's in demo mode, but it feels a little finicky right now. Oh no, it's kind of working. Overall, really impressed. Now, I might not be walking out of here with a Polestar 4, but they have hats. And mine, you probably can't tell. Oh no, you can tell. Mine is dirty as fuck. So I'm excited to get a new hat. It's even better quality than before. So that's dope. Y'all really got Chloe fucked up. She said, fuck you niggas. I'm getting off by my rose because yo dick ain't shit. And you know what? She ate with that. She really ate. I saw a tweet like 2 days ago. As soon as she announced this album, I saw tweets like, it's gonna flop. She did no promo, blah, 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 blah. Like, honestly, I've only listened to it once all the way through. It slaps. Good for you, Chloe. So I'm back home. My massage automatically turns on after 30 minutes. So my lower lumbar is currently being air plushed right now. Just got home from the Polestar 4 event here in Atlanta. As you saw, there were a ton of people there. I met a homie named Johnny who he now drives a 2019 Volvo V90 cross country. It's like special edition with orange trim, orange seat belts. It was really fucking sick. I should have gotten some video of it, but I feel like Johnny and I are now friends. Final thoughts for the Polestar 4. It's really sick. I mean, I love my car. I love the EV9, but had I not purchased this, if I could have held out long enough, which would have been a year, I basically would have had to have gone a year without having a car. I would love to have the Polestar 4. It's really sleek, it's sexy. It's why I fell in love with the brand in the first place. But I moved to Atlanta and I needed a car, and the EV9 checks off every box for me, other than being like, you know, a little bit sleeker, a little bit sportier, but like, I'm happy. I'm happy with what I have, but I wish that I were rich because I would buy the Polestar 4 also. I actually asked the salesman there at Polestar, who also helped me turn in my Polestar 2 lease. I was like, is there any incentive for you to like buy out my current lease? He was like, not right now, like maybe in the future, because Polestar 4s are going to be hot and they're coming soon. But I only have 2.5 years left of this lease, and I would say by then, I don't know if the Polestar 4 it would certainly be refreshed by then. I would be really happy to get it then when it's updated with whatever they would update it with. Yeah, let me know what you think of the Polestar 4. I think it's fucking stunning, but you know, beauty is subjective, of course. But I will say, if you don't think the Polestar 4 is attractive, you probably have bad taste. All right, I'm gonna keep getting this massage. That's it for me until next time. Also, if you're not fucking subscribed, I'm going to not do anything violent, but I'm gonna be really mad. Subscribe now. Thank you.